Today is August 24th. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey, and we are brought to you each and every day by Munganess St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri. Rammer, the Cardinals off today, avoid the sweep yesterday. As I said to Claibs earlier this week, the best team in baseball at avoiding the sweep. If anybody knows how to avoid the sweep, the Cardinals have that mastered this year of losing the first two or three of a series and being able to win the finale to avoid the brooms coming out for them. So they do that, and yeah.
Well, the thing on that, Joe, is, though, it's skewed a little bit because they're the team that puts themselves in that position the most.
Correct. Yeah, they definitely are. And you saw that in the first the first game of the series getting blown out after really kind of failing Drew Rom in his major league debut, not letting him get out of or helping him get out of the first inning quickly, and then not giving any kind of offensive help to Adam Wainwright in the second game of the series. So each day it's a new journey for the Redbirds, but they have the day off today. They will be in Philadelphia tomorrow. I guess if you're going to look at a bright spot from the series against the Pirates, Richie Palacios had a good series and got a little playing time. And I don't know what that means for the future for him in a very crowded outfield, but he's putting his name into the hat.
I think it allows the Cardinals to even have more flexibility with moving players. Okay, we got another guy who might be competent. Now, it's a little early. Does the league have a book on Palacios yet? No. Will they get one, and will he? Don't know. 26 years old. He's like Luke and Baker on the precipice of being, is he still a prospect, or is he kind of looked at as a 4A player, and maybe, he's usable? So that's what the next 5 weeks will help the Cardinals and Palacios determine.
Yeah, so we'll preview the Phillies series starting tomorrow, 3 games in Philadelphia before coming back and playing the Padres next week. But Rammer, you, as we can see, are right outside of the 590 The Fan studios, ready to hop in your car, and you're heading to Springfield, Missouri to watch a little minor league baseball tonight.
Looking forward to it. Tink Hence is scheduled to throw, and I want to see a couple of the other kids as well, who have been doing some really good things at Springfield. So it's going to be a fun evening watching some ball.
Yeah, Tink Hence on the year 4-4 for the and mostly has been in. Has he been in Double-A? I want to say he's been in Double-A for most of the season. I can't recall if he's been called up.
I can't remember when he moved
at all on the year, but one of the Cardinals' top prospects this season, 4-4 with a 4.42 ERA, has started 18 games, 73 innings, 77 strikeouts for the 21-year-old. And I would imagine probably the next prospect that we're really going to be kind of locked in on, waiting for him to make his way up through the system and get called up to the big leagues.
Well, I think there'd be some time in there. But it's up to the player and how well they adjust and they move up the ladder. And, who knows how it'll be like in spring training and where the needs will be. Are you better off letting him find his command and all those things, keeping him at Double-A? Does he move up to Triple-A? Yeah, I'm not comfortable putting any kind of timetable on him.
Yeah, he did start the year in Peoria in A-ball, had a 2.81 ERA in 11 starts there. So with Springfield so far, has 7 starts with them, a 6.54 ERA. So has gotten hit a little bit more since moving up levels, but that's supposed to happen. The competition is supposed to get better. That's and that's why he's going to sit there probably for the rest of the year and continue to pitch at the Double-A level until he figures it out and then gets moved up again. That's just how, you're not allowed to freak out at bad numbers in Double-A just yet. You let the process kind of work its way out. Hey, by the way, what do you think of the way the minor leagues have kind of adjusted and moved to their scheduling the past few years? I don't know if you've seen that you play 6 games, you're off every Monday, and then you play the same team in the same city Tuesday through Sunday, and then you're off again on Monday. And it seems like it's a cost-effective way to run minor league baseball.
Yeah, I'd want to see the genesis of it, and I don't know that, and I don't know what the actual financial bottom line has been, but it sure seems like that's what they're trying.
Yeah, so is game 3 of 6 in a series against Corpus Christi, and then they go on the road next week. So then they're home for a week, gone for a week, home for a week, gone for a week, without the multiple series and multiple travel during that.
I do know this. When I was in AA, the bus trips and trying to get to the next town in the Texas League, I was at Shreveport, and that was some grueling times, man. It was tough, but really I look back very fondly on it. It was a lot of fun.
It's a lot of great team bonding, I'm sure, on those.
Well, if you consider beer cans rolling down the aisle and turned over spit cups as team bonding, okay, I'll give you that, I guess.
You got to load it up with the paper towels in there. That's
but
that's
if it tips over, it's still not. It's still pretty disgusting.
Hey, Rammer, some unfortunate news in the world of baseball last night. Shohei Ohtani, in a doubleheader yesterday, leaves the game in the 3rd inning for the Angels, remained in the game as a hitter, and then even went on to DH in the 2nd game of the doubleheader, but found out between games, went and had some imaging done, and found out that he has torn his UCL again. And no update, no timetable on surgery, but chances are we will not see Shohei Ohtani pitch in a Major League Baseball game again until 2025.
That's a reasonable position. Yeah.
Yeah.
If ever.
Oof. And this is going to spark so much debate and so much intrigue going into his free agency season, because I'm sure his agent, Shohei Ohtani's agent, is going to tell everybody he's ready to start it. He'll be ready to be a starter again in 2025 and be ready to go out there and take the ball 30 to 35 times. When in reality, I think most teams are going to go into it thinking, you know what, we're going to get his bat, which is, again, an MVP caliber bat. Any kind of innings that he throws us might just be bonus at this time.
The agent's job will be to find at least one suitor who's willing to pay him full price as a pitcher, because then he can get full price as a hitter and a pitcher. But I think most people, and I believe if I were an owner, I think, hey, we really want you, but you're not getting full price as a starting pitcher.
If he would have continued on at this pace this year that he's been throwing at and that he's been playing at, I don't think it's out of the question to say that he could have asked for 10 years, $700 million out after this season.
I don't know if anybody would pay that. I think $50 million a year, based on all the circumstances, would have been very achievable.
Yeah.
I don't know about the 500, 600 stuff. That's just beyond me. I can't imagine it. And I can't imagine how a club makes that work financially. Even if you win the World Series every year, are you making up that difference? I don't know.
I saw this earlier today. I saw this number about sellouts in baseball this year. Not sellouts, 30,000 plus in attendance for the year. And for the Yankees, they had, I think it was 66 games where they had 30 plus thousand in attendance. The Cardinals, it was like 64, 65. Cardinals were second in for the most teams, for the most games of having a home crowd of 30 plus thousand in attendance.
Right.
The Angels were somewhere down in like around 40 games. If a team that signs him, I can't imagine I can't imagine a team's marketing not getting 30,000 people a game to show up to watch Shohei Ohtani hit a baseball every night of the week. That just, I mean, in a city too as big as Los Angeles, where you got 30,000 people that'll come out and watch a baseball, you could find 30,000 people to come watch a baseball game every night. It's crazy to me that they were not up there top 5 in attendance.
Yeah, the Anaheim, the Orange County thing has so many people live there, but how do you lure them into the ballpark? And I think while there is star power is a thing, winning is the thing.
Yeah,
absolutely the thing. And you got to win. And you can see why that fan base, despite Trout and Ohtani, would be very frustrated.
I did find it was 66 for the Yankees, 65 for the Cardinals, 39 games this year. The Angel of their home games, they have had 30+ thousand in attendance, pretty much middle of the pack for baseball in attendance. And that's also having Mike Trout on the roster, who also has gone back on the injured list. Like we said, Shohei Ohtani still is,
I didn't see that. Trout played one game.
Trout is back on the injured list. Yeah, they announced last night after the game that he too is going back on the injured list. So it's
what a snake bit organization.
It really, when you look at Anthony Rendon too and how few games he's played with the team, it really is amazing. Another fun stat I saw, by the way, it's a good follow on Twitter. It's Codify Baseball, CODIFY Baseball is the account, and it throws a bunch of different stats and everything on there. So last night the Yankees snapped a 9-game losing streak.
Yeah.
Do you know the last time the Yankees organization lost 10 games in a row?
I'm going to say 1917.
1913.
Close.
You were close. Do you know who's second on the list for most for the longest drought with having a 10-game losing streak is?
Since you asked the question, I'll say the Cardinals.
The Cardinals in 1980, the last time that the Cardinals have lost 10 games in a row in a season. So that's second on the list. So It's been, hey, you think it's bad now? 43 years ago, the Cardinals were out there losing 10 games. Not this bunch. They don't get swept. Yeah, they'll lose Friday and Saturday to the Phillies, but damn it, they're going to win on Sunday. That's for sure. So you can
put the brooms back in the closet.
Rammer, have a safe trip out to Springfield. Enjoy watching Tink Hence pitch tonight against Corpus Christi in Double-A ball.
I'll report on the kids tomorrow on Daily Cards Live.
All right. Until then, we are brought to you each and every day by Royal Banks of Missouri and Munganess St. Louis Acura, and our lineups each and every day brought to you by Bootleg and Barbecue. Tonight, Andy Hanselman and I will be doing Weekend Joe out at Bootleg and Bob's in Tower Grove South. The food truck for Central State Sandwiches will also be out there once from I think about 4 to 9, I want to say around there, but they'll be out there when Andy and I are out there serving up sandwiches, including the Taco Crunch, and the Philly cheesesteak is going to be on the menu tonight. So come on by, grab a beer and a sandwich from Central State Sandwiches out at Bootleg and Bob's, the Bootleg and Dive Bar in Tower Grove South. Until then, he is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here on Daily Cards Live.
From our roots in St. Louis, Royal Banks of Missouri is branching out to continue serving you with our locations in St. Charles, Jerseyville, Granite City, and now in Hannibal, Center, and New London. Royal Banks of Missouri, the community bank in your community.